Hello everybody, I'm Dave from X3 English. Recently, we've received many questions about our courses, such as, I've already purchased both Ing Breaking and Ultipronoun courses, but I'm very confused about how to study them effectively. Or, which one should I study first, Ing Breaking or Ultipronoun? So in this video, I will introduce you to 3 learning methods along with detailed steps to combine and make the best of both courses. Let's get started! The first method I recommend for people unable to command basic English is that you should study Ing Breaking first and leave the Ultipronoun for later. With Ing Breaking, you will study real-life conversations. This course is specifically designed to pique your interest in English via colorful texts, entertaining topics, and a detailed learner's guide. However, this method has a drawback. Of course, you can communicate with native speakers right after learning Ing Breaking. But what Ing Breaking provides is the practice, not the technique. It helps you interact with native speakers in the most natural and comfortable way. When it comes to correct pronunciation of complex words, you need to return to the fundamentals to get it right. You might find that you've been pronouncing some words wrong, even made a habit of it, and you have to relearn it. The second method is if you already have the needed basic knowledge of English. If so, I suggest that you start with the Ultipronoun course, because correct pronunciation is one of the most important factors to communicate fluently. If you study the Ultipronoun course first, you can practice the IPA sound methodically and accurately. This can help you improve your listening skills, as well as differentiate the seemingly similar sounds from native speakers. After this, you'll find Ing Breaking's deep listening section much easier to go through and quickly finish the catching up part. Additionally, the Ultipronoun course's checklist has simpler steps than Ing Breaking course, which means you can follow an easy to difficult schedule so that you can gradually adapt to the learning process. But there's also a third option, which I think is the most effective way to study. Why don't we combine both the Ing Breaking course and the Ultipronoun course at the same time? For people with an elementary level, you can study 1 or 2 lessons of Ing Breaking to get familiar with the pronunciation and intonation of native speakers. Test the waters first, then you can start learning both courses at the same time. If you're at an intermediate level, you can learn Ing Breaking and Ultipronoun simultaneously from the start. Now a brief explanation of this method. When you learn Ing Breaking, you will come across a word that has the same pronunciation as the Ultipronoun textbook. Then you can start applying the technique introduced by Ultipronoun to practice with the conversations in Ing Breaking. I will give you the specific instructions now. In the first lesson of Ultipronoun, we will learn about the E sound. There are 2 sounds that are similar. They are the E and I. When you learn Ing Breaking, you can easily mistake these 2 sounds. For example, in lesson 1, they are this, is, meet, mean. So how can we know if one word is E or I? When you study at the same time with help from Ultipronoun, you will understand how to pronounce each sound correctly. It will help you differentiate these 2 sounds. We will use hands to demonstrate how to pronounce these words. With the E sound, put your tongue higher, E. And with the I sound, lower your tongue a bit, E, E, And now in lesson 1 of Ing Breaking, the words that have the E sound are meet and mean. The words that have the is sound are this and is. Meet, mean, this, is. To differentiate the sounds between deep listening and catching up, we will practice the E sound by what we call a 3-stage technique and a sharpening technique. Now, you find the words that have the E sound in lesson 1 of Ing Breaking. Meet, mean. First, you practice this word using the 3-stage technique. Step 1. We will hold the E sound for 3 seconds. Meet, mean. Step 2. We're going to hold this sound for 1 second. Meet, mean. And finally, we will say the words normally. meet, mean. So now we will repeat the steps, but apply them in sentences. Don't forget to do the 3 different parts. First is holding for 3 seconds. Nice to meet you, Peter. Nice to meet you too, Felice. It means happy in Latin. Now we hold them for 1 second. Nice to meet you, Peter. Nice to meet you too, Felice. It means happy in Latin. Let's say these sentences again, but normally. Are you ready? Okay. Nice to meet you, Peter. Nice to meet you too, Felice. It means happy in Latin. After practicing the 3-stage technique, let's move on to the sharpening technique with these 2 words. In this step, you will practice them the same way you did with the 3-stage technique, but adding intonation to the sound. Again, we will practice the words in 3 parts. Now, holding the sound for 3 seconds, but adding a rising intonation. Meet, mean. Now with a falling intonation. Meet, mean. Now we hold the sound for 1 second, but adding a rising intonation. Meet, mean. And now a falling intonation. Meet, mean. We're saying these 2 words again, but normally. Remember to practice them with pitch. Meet, mean, meet, mean. All right, after mastering each single word, we can try them in sentences. First, hold the sound for 3 seconds, adding the pitch. Nice to meet you, Peter. Nice to meet you too, Felice. Felice. It means happy in Latin. Now, 1 second with pitch. Nice to meet you, Peter. Nice to meet you too, Felice. Felice. It means happy in Latin. Now with falling intonation. Nice to meet you, Peter. Nice to meet you too, Felice. Felice. It means happy in Latin. Now let's say the sounds normally. Here we go. Nice to meet you, Peter. Nice to meet you too, Felice. Felice. It means happy in Latin. Now with falling intonation. Nice to meet you, Peter. Nice to meet you too, Felice. Felice. It means happy in Latin. Please note that the differences between intonation can depend on what type of conversation you're having. For example, falling intonation might be better in a business environment when you would say, nice to meet you. However, if you're meeting a friend of a friend, a rising intonation would be much friendlier. Nice to meet you. So now you can try practicing these techniques with the I sounds in words like this or is. So hopefully, after this video, you know how to combine the Ultipronon and the ing breaking course. It will save you both time and effort this way. I'm pretty sure your speaking and pronunciation skills will have improved a lot after this. These are effective and useful English learning methods that we have suggested. I hope that after this video, you have a clear answer to the question, which method is the best for practicing both ing breaking and Ultipronon course? So which way will you choose to study? Please leave a comment below to let us know. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell button to catch up on all the newest videos from X3 English. Goodbye and see you next time. Please leave a comment below to let us know. And don't forget to subscribe.